Hello and welcome to the fourth tutorial. In the previous tutorial, you have seen an overview of the form that you need to fill up when you wish to start a crowdfunding campaign on SkolaFund. In this tutorial, you will be looking specifically at page 5. We will go through each question that you need to answer. This will give you a better understanding of what is expected of you when answering the questions. Let's start. Firstly, it is your pitch. Your pitch is the first thing that people read on your page. What we need you to do here is to provide a very brief summary of your campaign in 160 characters to get your sponsors interested to read more about you. We advise you to do this last after you have answered all the other questions. You should be able to write a better pitch that way since it is a summary of your whole campaign. You can click See Samples to see examples of pitches submitted by previous students. The first question that you need to answer in essay format is, why are you fundraising your scholarship? In other words, you need to explain why have you turned to the community for their support. Is it because you are from a low-income household? Or have you been offered a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity but you can't afford to pay for it? Is it because you have tried other ways to get funds but was not successful, or the funds that you received were not sufficient? Be sure that you answer and elaborate your points clearly. Very important. For each point that you state, explain clearly and don't leave any room for the potential sponsors to doubt or to question you. For example, if you say that you are from a low-income household, explain what do you mean by that. What are your parents working as? And how much are they earning monthly? If you have an opportunity to go for an exchange program overseas, you need to elaborate why is it important for you to be funded to go for this program. How is this program better than just studying in Malaysia? All these are necessary details for the potential sponsors to consider and decide whether you are worth their money or not. If you leave any room for them to question or to doubt, you will face a hard time raising funds later on. Trust us on this. Next, you need to explain how much are you raising and what are they for specifically. Make sure whatever that you state here is the same as what you have stated on page 3 of the application form. After indicating the figures for each item, please provide further explanation for each of them. For example, under accommodation, explain to the potential sponsors if you are staying in a hostel in your university or if you are renting a room outside of your campus. Also state how much is the rent per month or per semester. For your food, how much are you spending per meal? How many meals do you have per day? Make sure you show the breakdown of each expense that equates to the overall sum that you state. When you elaborate clearly, sponsors will understand your needs better and will be more convinced to contribute to your scholarship. The next question that you need to answer is, what are your aspirations? You need to share with potential sponsors, what do you plan to do after you graduate? What are your career goals? What are your personal goals? What do you wish to achieve later on in your life? How do you plan to contribute back to the community once you are successful or once you have your degree? Sponsors really want to know your plans and your potential. They want to know if you are someone that is worth investing in. So do convince them that you are worth their support by clearly sharing with them your vision and aspirations. In this next part, you need to explain if you are already receiving funds from any organizations. If you are, how much are you getting? Explain how are you utilizing this fund and why is it not enough. If you are not receiving any funds from any organization, share if you have tried applying for them. Did you get rejected and why? Be honest and be transparent here. Make sure you declare everything. The next compulsory field on this page is the thank you note. Whatever you type in this field will be sent to your sponsors after they contribute funds to your scholarship. They will receive this as an email. Please ensure that you write properly with sincerity, expressing your gratitude for their support. If your thank you note is good, your sponsors might be motivated to get even more people to contribute to your scholarship. So please write your thank you note properly. Those are the compulsory fields that you need to fill up. The next thing that I'm going to share with you are additional or optional. Even though they are optional, do note that if you do them, your chances of succeeding and raising the funds you require increases by a lot, especially if you upload a video. If you upload a 3 to 5 minutes video of you just talking to the camera, explaining why you need a scholarship, your probability to succeed goes even higher. This is because many people actually don't like to read. Having a video allows you to reach more potential sponsors. In addition to that, when sponsors see that you are a real person through the video, they will trust you even more. And if they trust you, it is easier for them to entrust you with their money. So do consider uploading your video. So those are the fields that you need to fill up on page 5. When doing this, we want you to note these 4 important things. Firstly, ensure all information you provide is true and accurate. You will be held liable if we find any false information in your application. Secondly, you may write either in English or in Malay language, whichever you are more confident and more comfortable with. Thirdly, please write in proper sentences, be it in English or Malay language. No one wants to sponsor a college or a university student who can't write basic sentences. If you are not confident with your writing, please ask your friends or your family members to proofread for you. If you are writing in English, you can also check your language on Grammarly.com. If you submit an application with poorly structured sentences, high chance your application will be rejected. And lastly, very important, please note that the tone of your writing should be persuasive and not demanding. The sponsors do not owe you any money, so you better watch your tone. Remember, you need to persuade and convince them for their funds, not demand for it. So be sure to write persuasively. And that is it for page 5. After you have filled up everything, double check and then you submit. And our team will check your application further. As per normal, if you have any questions on what we have discussed in this video, please do not be shy to reach out to us via these channels. We are more than happy to help you out.